With the recent release of 1.19, Vintage Story has gotten even better. But if you're tired of the vanilla experience, here are 10 fantastic mods for Vintage Story. Simple Emote Menu by Dana Croluminum. Starting with a small one, the Simple Emote Menu mod by Dana Croluminum simply adds an alternative menu for Nisiel's Emote Menu mod. Instead of the vague icons in the original mod, this one lists all of the emotes by name, and you can easily just press 1, 2, or 3 to emote. Having to type out the emote all the way is tedious, and this mod alleviates that one very small and insignificant gripe of mine. Rivers by Sneezerstein. Rivers is a world gen mod that adds huge, sprawling rivers to the game that you can semi-customize in the world settings. The rivers in this mod act like rivers in real life, with currents that can carry you away or power water wheels. Using a raft can make for a super fast transportation when following the current, and it's just fun to travel around on a raft. These rivers are a really cool addition to the game and can make for some beautiful scenery in your world. They are formed inland from oceans, so you can easily find seawater just by following a river long enough. If you love building bridges and cool river formations, this mod might be for you. Ancient Tools by Tasca. Ancient Tools by Tasca adds several real-life historical tools to Vintage Story that help with progression in a thoughtful and immersive way. Each tool is useful and inspired by actual ancient tools in human history. Some of the tools you can craft are the adze, which is used to strip bark from logs. The bark can be used to craft bark baskets, which are decent for early game storage. Pitch, which has many uses. It can be used as fuel for fire pits, forges, and pit kilns, and can be used to seal crocs and craft rain-resistant torches. And carts, which are an insanely helpful mobile item that you can take with you anywhere. You can even place a chest on them. This is great for transporting items and allows you to have a secondary mobile inventory. These are just a few of the tools, but each one feels like it could have been in BS to begin with. Although the cards are a little awkward because it acts like an entity you can kill, which is especially creepy when you see how it follows you. But I digress. All these tools are believable and helpful in their own way. Worth checking out if you're looking for something a little more low-key to spice up some different aspects of your game and provide some much appreciated quality of life. Oregolems by Kwamarkarasu. If you hate mining, this is just the mod for you. Oregolems is a pretty self-explanatory mod that adds, you guessed it, Oregolems. These golems spawn on the surface of your world, and when killed, will drop their respective ore. There's a chance they will drop lime, salt, and brown coal too. Just look at how cute these little guys are. They are a renewable resource, meaning you can farm them infinitely, unlike ore deposits in vanilla VS. Currently, there are only 3 golems in the mod: tin, copper, and zinc. However, the modder plans on adding more golems in the future. This includes an elite golem and a strong spawnable boss golem that will drop more loot. I'm assuming it will be similar to the Wither in Minecraft. It's a pretty neat mod, and new enemies are always a welcomed addition to the game. A Panserbjørn Story by Sid. A Panserbjørn Story, or Armored Bear, is a mod that allows you, yes you, to tame a bear that follows you around and protects you. It is by no means immersive and probably a little overpowered, but it is incredibly fun to have a bear kill a family of sow while you sit back and watch. To tame a bear, you need to make a hole in the ground or set up a fence to trap it, but I suggest making a fence because bears have like a 3 billion block jump height and you will die. Once you have your bear secured, you can feed it meat or bush meat, and over time it will become tame. You can name it and give it a few different commands, as well as set its aggression level. You can have it only attack when you take damage, always attack, or never attack. Just like you, your bear can die, so be sure to keep an eye on it, especially when there are multiple enemies around. The modder is planning on adding armor, saddles, and backpacks for the bears, as well as breeding, which will be interesting. If having a pet bear isn't too OP and that doesn't bother you, this is a really fun mod to use. Decor Bazaar by Water Drinker. I'm a sucker for a nice furniture mod, and this one is amazing. This mod introduces a ton of craftable furniture items that let you personalize your spaces however you would like. From beds and chairs to sinks, couches, and so much more, the variety in this mod is amazing. They aren't all just for show either. Some of them actually serve a purpose, like functional beds and stoves. Some objects even offer different variations to their designs, like the coffee tables and the table setting item, adding another layer of personality to your builds. There are so many opportunities to make your home truly unique with this mod. and it's another I cannot live without. The creator Water Drinker also has a Patreon, so I strongly urge you to support their amazing work. If you don't have the time or the prowess to chisel your own furniture, this mod is really cool and does not affect gameplay at all. Rust Creatures by Darcy. Truly my favorite mod so far, Rust Creatures remodels several drifters to look more menacing and adds a suite of new enemies to boot. These creatures look amazing. When I loaded this up for the first time, I was stunned at how impressive these mobs look. There are 4 new enemy types, including a new boss that I won't spoil for you just in case you want to see for yourself. But my favorite enemy by far is the Vagrant, a spider-like creature that houses a dead seraph inside its cage-like body. Just look at it, bask in its beautiful rusty glory. Let's take a moment of silence to pay our respects. On top of the new mobs, this mod adds a new piece of armor and a new post-steal toolset, all of which can be made with materials dropped by these enemies. If you decide the new enemies are a bit much for you, the modder has a light version aptly named Rust Creatures Lite, which just introduces the drifter redesigns and none of the new enemies or tools. This mod is just so cool and unique. It adds some much needed variety to the vanilla drifters, which can get boring at times. This mod is pretty challenging if you're not prepared, so if you're looking for a combat challenge and some super awesome new enemies, this mod is just the one for you. Bullseye by Teacup Angel. This mod was mentioned by Jonathan DJ1003 on our last mod video. Thank you, Jonathan DJ1003. Bullseye is a mod that completely redesigns range combat, making it more smooth and less RNG dependent. It removes the vanilla random square crosshair and gives you a reticle to aim with instead when drawing your bow. You can aim this reticle using your mouse to kind of point and click on what you want to shoot at. This system is a really great change, especially as I'm someone who tends to play Hunter on each of my playthroughs. There's an option to toggle static mode by typing .bullseye set aim style fixed into the chat command. Static mode allows your entire FOV to move with your mouse as you're aiming, unlike using the reticle on a fixed screen. As an FPS player, I prefer the static mode. It feels smoother compared to the semi-lock screen with the static mode off. This mod really makes combat more fun and is especially fun to use with the Rust Creatures mod since combat is a must. I think this mod should be a staple in every playthrough unless you're a blackguard. Cringe. The Critters Package by Chiapo. The Critters Package is a very small but adorable mod that adds a bunch of cute animals into the game. There are squirrels, snails, and even yaks. They add a lot of variety to the passive animals in the game. Having more animals to find and interact with while playing keeps things interesting, especially when exploring. Some creatures are more useful than others. Take the yak for example. It has meat and hide drops similar to rams in vanilla VS, but most of the other critters drop little to nothing on their own. The added crows will eat your crops similar to rabbits, and you can use straw dummies to keep them off your farmland. This is a very unobtrusive mod that won't impact game balance much. It's worth checking out if you want a small addition of mobs to the game. Napster by Apache. Napster is a great accessibility and quality of life mod that speeds up the process of voxel-based actions such as napping, clay forming, and smithing. This mod gives you the option to auto-complete these tasks without needing to aim and click on the voxels one by one. You can either speed up or slow down these actions by using the chat command, and there's even an option to instantly complete anything you're making. This mod can also change the speed of panning for resources or harvesting with a scythe, making both tasks much less grueling. Personally, my wrists really start to ache when I'm making arrowheads. Shout out to Just an Arrowhead mold mod by Zach2039. If you have the same problem but don't want to download Napster, get this mod. Napster is a game changer for me. It obviously is not for everyone, but if you find these voxel-based mechanics of the game annoying/painful, this mod is here to rid you of that unnecessary pain. Please try it out and support the creator. That was all the mods for today's list. Be sure to comment and tell us what your favorite mods are. It's always interesting to see what other people like to play with. I tried to pick a few of the lesser downloaded mods for this video that I think should get more attention and support. Be sure to always leave feedback for bugs and suggestions in the mod page comments to help support these wonderfully talented mod creators, and consider supporting them on Patreon or Ko-fi since modders basically work for free. Please leave a like and subscribe to see more vintage story content. And until next time, thanks for watching.